Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the third lecture of chapter 8 on phase diagrams. Sorry that I was really under fever and sore throat and so on, so instead of doing this in the class, we are doing it online. Let me first go through quickly the topics that we have covered in the last lecture. We told you what is a binary isomorphous alloy system, like a copper-nickel system with liquidus, solidus lines and tie lines. The copper-nickel diagram in detail, the phase diagram with temperature on one axis and weight percent nickel on the other. Phase diagrams, how are they coming from cooling curves of standard metals? So this is how phase diagrams are made. You melt pure metal 1, pure metal 2, you melt their combinations, and then you join all the points and get the phase diagram. The lever rule for finding the mass fractions we discussed in detail, and then some interactive discussions and repeating the same topics, right? So we went through application of lever rules, and then another example, right? What happens when this is the temperature? What happens when this is the temperature? And so forth. Further examples, right? Further examples. So we did a lot of these examples to make sure that your understanding of phase diagrams is very clear. And whenever, like in the last one, whenever it is in the middle of solidus and liquidus and there is a tie line, then we use the lever rule to calculate the mass fraction, right? Mass fractions by the lever rule. Further example, actual calculation of the lever rule, and so on. Then we did an example on the copper-nickel alloy system, which we had already used. So this was the example, and you draw a vertical line, you draw a horizontal line, you draw a tie line, you find the composition of the liquid, you find the composition of the solid, right? So we are doing all of that. Then another example of a lead palladium phase diagram. This is different, where the first metal has a higher temperature melting point than the other one, so the graph goes down rather than going up, but the calculations are very similar. So this was another example. Then we talked of non-equilibrium solidification of alloys, getting cored structure and removing the cored structure by the process of homogenization, which is a type of heat treatment. And we explained non-equilibrium solidification, that this is rapid cooling, so we are explaining the same thing. And then we started the final type of alloy system in this chapter, binary eutectic alloy system, that it is binary, you still have two materials, but we have more than one solid phases, alpha and beta here, so there will be a eutectic point also. So this is where we stopped last time, and we will continue with this. I will repeat some of the things that we did on this page so that you are more comfortable with it. Now we are starting a totally different topic. So right, take a little 5-second break. Until now, what was the topic? The whole topic was binary isomorphous alloy system. Binary isomorphous alloy system. There are two metals, or a metal and a non-metal, which is making the alloy system. And once it is completely solidified, there is only one solid phase, so it is isomorphous. This time we again have a binary system, so we will have two metals or one metal and a non-metal in the alloy system, but it is not isomorphic. It is a term called eutectic alloy system. Eutectic alloy system, right? So eutectic is a special point, and rather than explaining it here, I think I will go to the next slide, which is a slightly bigger diagram, hopefully of the same thing, and then we will explain the diagram. So here you can take a break, you can pause for a little time, we will also take a small break, When we come back shortly, then we will try to do a small mental break for you, and then we will proceed for the rest of the class. Welcome back from the break. If you have taken some water or something. For the mental break, well, a person is walking on the street, and there is a beggar. There is a beggar. He is asking for food. Please, can you give me some food? This guy who is walking is in, right, say London or someplace. He says that, you see, I have a beer can in my hand. I don't have food. I can give you a beer, which is a drink, you know. The beggar says, no, I don't drink. Then the person says, okay, you see, I am smoking this very costly cigar. If you like, I don't have food, I'll give you this cigar. The beggar says, I don't smoke. So then that person says, okay, you see, I am just walking to the racetrack. I am going to the horse race. So if you like, you can come with me and you can enjoy the horse race. The beggar says, I do not bet, I do not gamble. So why should I go to horse race? So now this guy is, he gets that, you see, this beggar is very strange. He is not asking, accepting anything. So he makes a joke. Okay, I can arrange a girlfriend for you. Would you like that? Now the beggar becomes very, no, I love my wife. I don't want uh, any girlfriend or anything. If you can give me food, please, otherwise. So then that person says, okay, okay, okay. You see, I'll give you food, and I will even give you some money. But for that, you will have to come with me to my house. He said, okay. He said, you see, I want to show my wife. That is why I want you to, I could have gone to a store and given you some food, but I want you to come with me to my house so that I can show my wife that if a man does not smoke, does not drink, does not gamble, has no girlfriends, and loves his wife, then what happens to that man? He becomes a beggar. Okay, so hopefully the mental break has been there. You enjoyed it.